Good evening. I'm Mayor Kurt Wilson of Roswell, Georgia. Tonight I am joined by our City Council. To my right, our Public Safety Liaison, Councilmember Sarah Beeson, Councilmember David Johnson, Councilmember Alan Sells, our COO, Don Stevens, and our CFO, Mr. Bill Godshell, and our CEO and City Administrator, Mr. Randy Knighton, at the end. To my left, Councilmember Christine Hall, Councilmember William Mortland, Councilmember Lee Hills, who's our pro tem, our Fire Chief Joe Panino, Deputy City Administrator and Senior Vice President Mr. Jeff Leatherman, and our CLO, City Attorney Mr. David Davidson. Good evening. It is with profound sadness that we gather to honor the life and service of Officer Jeremy Labonte. Officer Labonte was a dedicated public servant, a loyal colleague, and a beloved member of our community. His sacrifice will never be forgotten, and in the coming days, we will come together to pay our respects and celebrate his legacy. In partnership with the Labonte family, the Roswell Police Department has finalized the arrangements for his memorial services. We invite the public to join us in remembrance of Officer Jeremy Labonte. Beginning tomorrow, there will be a public visitation, Tuesday, February 11th, 2025, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Roswell United Methodist Church, which is located at 814 Mimosa Boulevard here in Roswell. On Wednesday, February 12th, at 3 p.m., there will be a public funeral service for Officer Jeremy Labonte, also at the Roswell United Methodist Church at 814 Mimosa Boulevard. On Wednesday, there will be a funeral procession that will take place at approximately 1:45 p.m. The route will begin at Lebanon Baptist Church, 11250 Crabapple Road, and proceed to Roswell United Methodist Church. We, of course, encourage all members of the Roswell community and other communities of the public to line the streets along Crabapple Road, Canton Street, Atlanta Street, and/or Mimosa Boulevard to pay their respects. Parking, of course, will be available here at City Hall. It will also be available at, we will be available at Roswell First Baptist Church, 710 Mimosa Boulevard, and Roswell Presbyterian Church, 755 Mimosa Boulevard. There also will be a live stream of the funeral service, which will be available at roswellgov/funeral service. That's roswellgov.com funeral service. The City of Roswell will additionally be providing remote locations for the community to gather and celebrate Officer Labonte. All locations will be announced on the city's Facebook page and website tomorrow morning, Tuesday. Currently, we have 3 locations scheduled for the live stream to be put on, and those 3 locations are at the Roswell Cultural Arts Center, here at the Roswell City Council Chambers, and also at the Roswell Bill Johnson Community Center in Roswell Area Park. Again, the Roswell Cultural Arts Center, the Roswell City Hall Chambers here, and the Roswell Bill Johnson Community Center. All 3 locations will be live streaming, and we encourage the public to join us there. We encourage, obviously, all of our community members to access our live stream and join us in honoring Officer Labonte's life and sacrifice to our community. Gather together in your workplace, gather together in your places of worship, and any of our locations throughout our community. On Thursday, the family will have a private burial service on Thursday, February 13th. Now, we're expecting, we've had such an outpouring, we're expecting thousands of people who want to come to the services. That's why the church can hold approximately 1,500 people, and it is pretty much already full. The chapel will hold approximately 400 people, and that is why we've opened up City Hall. That's why we've opened up the Cultural Arts Center, and that's why we've opened up the Bill Johnson Center for additional places for people to come together and to be participating in the service. We're obviously deeply grateful for the outpouring of support from the community during this difficult time. Officer Labonte dedicated his life to serving and protecting the people of Roswell. And now we come together to honor him. For community members who desire to help with donations, and we've had a lot of people reach out and ask us about this, who want to help and want to donate to the family of Officer Labonte, please use the official link at friendsofroswellpolice.org. That's friendsofroswellpolice.org. That will also be on the City of Roswell's website page. Please go there and make your donations. We ask for your patience and cooperation as we facilitate these services and ensure that Officer Labonte is given the tribute he deserves. Thank you. I'll take any questions at this time.
This is a rare occurrence for this city. Can you talk about the shock and his memory? Honor him.
I don't know if you can ever honor somebody properly enough, but the city's going to do its best. This was a really outstanding young man, and we're going to miss him dearly. And what we're doing, I think, is small, really, in comparison to the sacrifice that this young man made for our city.
Have you had a chance to meet with his family? How are they doing?
Well, let me thank you for asking. 3 people I want to recognize, and there's 2 of them here. Officer Joe Panino is here, our fire chief. And there's a good reason that our police chief and our deputy city police chief, Jim Conroy and Lene Rivard, are not here. They have been providing incredible support to not only the family, but just all the logistical pieces. And literally, they are worn out. Mr. Knighton and I were with Jim Conroy, our police chief, and Lene Rivard, our deputy chief, on Friday. And I can tell you that as a public official and as a resident, it was a sight to behold to see their professionalism throughout this exercise of just great tragedy and how they handled it as professionals. If you weren't an admirer of the police beforehand and you watched Jim Conroy and Lene Rivard and Sergeant Sam Wilson, who is called Dad, has trained 72 of our police officers in the last couple of years, including Jeremy. And if you watch their professionalism, you would be astounded. And yes, so the family was there Friday. We unfortunately were part of the team that had to notify Alyssa, and you can imagine what that was like. And Jim and Linnea and Sam were just amazing in the way they dealt with it, from their compassion and their professionalism. And there's no easy way to do that. And then, of course, Jeremy's mom and dad, and Alyssa's mom and dad, and subsequent family. As you can imagine, they're heartbroken because you can't replace a life like this.
Your thoughts on just the outpouring from the community, not only with all the flowers and tributes, but they formed a meal train to support the other officers.
So it's funny. I will tell you that, Randy and I were watching the police Friday night. We were with them, and many of them are very young. A lot of them are, Randy and I are old guys, and, we even say a lot of them are kids. And we're watching them in the middle of this sadness, and you just can't help but have this very deep sense of pride that these young people literally put their lives out for us. In terms of Roswell, I would expect nothing less. Roswell is an amazing community. We buried an officer 3 years ago, and I prayed that we would never have to do that again. This is our worst nightmare. But the way you respond sometimes to tragic events really tells you about the character of a people. And I think Roswell is responding the way I would expect Roswell to respond, with deep sense of love and gratefulness and compassion and people can't do enough. So thank you for saying that and asking that. Any other questions? We thank you so much for being here. We thank you for being part of honoring Officer Jeremy Labonte. Tomorrow, the public visitation's at 3 o'clock at Roswell United Methodist Church. The funeral service will be at 3 o'clock on Wednesday at Roswell United Methodist Church. I don't have to tell you, traffic is going to be very heavy. And we'll be reaching out to our friends on downtown and the Canton Street businesses alike to let them know that, look, it's going to be crazy different in terms of traffic patterns. And we know that they'll probably want to help participate any way they can. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. And please remember Officer Jeremy Labonte and especially his family tonight in your prayers. Thank you.